how I integrate technology in my classroom. Well, I am very fortunate because I am a technology teacher, so I have to integrate technology. So I got some great examples of things that I have done in the past, but also that I have done this year with a lot of my classes. My kids have produced great things, and I'm excited to share about you. But for the past 3 years, my focus has been mostly supporting the core areas of math, science, social studies, and English. And so a few years ago, I decided to really start focusing on that and make it priority to help those core areas out. One of the things I did to support the core areas of science a few years ago was building a Mad Scientist website. In this project, the kids had to make components. They had to dress up as a mad scientist that they're choosing, and they had to go present their idea. And they also, in my technology class, they had to make a website for it. Also, one of the things that I wanted to support, the social studies and English, is making geographical maps. We use Flash, so the kids can go to certain areas of the country, and that helped tremendously in the world geography class. Also, we use Google SketchUp to make architectural items for their architecture class that they would be making their sophomore year. So far this past year, I've integrated a lot of Web 2.0 tools into my tech education class. One of the things I started doing once a week on Fridays was using Google documents to do journal writing. And the journal writing, they would have to tell me about specific things they have learned in their classes this past week, and how they and defend how that might be or not be important to them. And so they also have to share with me so I can give them critiques. Another thing that they did was extranormal.com. It's a website where they're able to make animations, and one of the projects we did is it talked about, again, what they learned in their classes. Another thing that we also did was Animoto. I also learned this from my master's program, where they talked about where they were as a teacher, and they had a virtual environment to pretend that they were the teacher, and they had students that they used Animoto to put in there. Also, one of the things I did several weeks ago was using Movie Maker, where we used, they chose a song, and they made a lyric-based video using that song, where they wrote the lyrics of the song, and they were able to publish that. Another thing that they had done was using Comic Line. To do a comic, they made there was 3 topics I gave, but one of the things I wanted to focus on was how they appreciate diversity. So whether it was I told them whether it was cultural, whether it was dealing with religion, or whether it was just dealing with people in general, what they appreciated about diversity, and they had to make a comic book about that using Comic Life. One of the things I've also done is using Second Life. I've used it sparingly. I haven't used it too much, but I used that so when the kids would go into Comic Life, they would go on co-op teams and search for things that relate to the core areas of math, science, English, and social studies. But I'm also using all those tools, so instead of having to do journals at the end of the week, they can use any one of those tools to tell me about what they've learned in their classes. I hope to learn more things in my master's program that I can help them to integrate more things in their classes, in their curriculum that's being taught to them. Thank you very much. Have a good day.